I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer here, but I think big tech might have won this one. Not too sure. Maybe, I don't know. The fact that they made this move may mean that Parler still has some life in them, but oh fuck, is it looking pretty dire at this point because they just got rid of their main man, John Matze. He confirmed it, it was announced, and yeah, he's out. Kind of sucks. I like the guy. You know, he seemed to have a good fucking spirit about him, and the rest of the people there. Most of the big money that they had coming in, I like some of the people, but at the same time, they're financed by a big hedge fund billionaire, Robert Mercer. I don't know. I don't know what their future holds. It doesn't look good based off this move, but the fact that they're even making it kind of leads me to believe that they're just trying to shift into a different direction. Who knows what that is? So in the short term, big tech might have succeeded in this one. Parler CEO John Matze announced late Wednesday that he has been terminated as company CEO. Matze said that the Parler board on January 29th decided to terminate his position, adding that he did not participate in the decision. Matze said the memo obtained by the Epoch Times, I understand that those who now control the company have made some communications to employees and other third parties that have unfortunately created confusion and prompted me to make this public statement. Over the past few months, I met constant resistance to my product vision, my strong belief in free speech, and my views on how the Parler site should be managed. I don't like that statement there because that means that Parler could just be heading down a route of just being a bland alternative that's just going to be highly restricted. That's how that reads. For example, I advocate for more product stability and what I believe is a more effective approach at content moderation, Matze added. Over the past few weeks, I have worked endless hours and fought constant battles to get to the Parler site running, but at this point, the future of Parler is no longer in my hands. After all that, I'll be looking for new opportunities where my technical acumen, vision, and causes I am passionate about will be required and respected. So it sounds like he had a set of ideas. It sounds like he had a set of values, and the Mercer family and the different other members of the board at Parler just didn't really like his swagger, okay? The dude was everywhere. He was trying to make the Parler name grow and function, and as you can see here, we're using an Epoch Times source. They've gotten rid of the Parler function, okay? It's coming up on a month that they've been off platform. They still have their little splash screen up. It has a couple of updates. The most recent one is from Matze on the 26th. And something needs to happen. If they have billions of dollars in backing and deep pocket investors, I don't know why they're still struggling to figure things out. Like, are they building the servers with a hammer and nails? Like, they run out of 2x4s? Like, what the fuck's the deal here? But this just kind of leads credence to the theory that Republicans really don't know how to coordinate and organize at a big picture level. It's weird how we can already see, like, okay, yeah, free speech is a Republican talking point because the other side is just all about censorship. It's a sad state of affairs, but we're here. But from the different messages of the people that were backing Parler all the way up to the CEO, well, former CEO at this point now himself, Matze, saying that, oh yeah, Parler might be down for whatever, 12, 24 hours, it'll be back up. Oh, okay, it should be up by the end of the month. Oh, okay, we really don't know where the fuck's going on. It just lends into that. It just looks like they probably had an idea. They thought that their lawsuit was really good, and then it got tossed out, or, I don't know, their emergency injunctive relief was argued away by the judge and not really by Amazon. That entire lawsuit is a fucking disaster at this point. Who knows when it's actually going to sit in front of a judge because no further dates have been scheduled for it. So, like it shows, man, we might be getting Parler maybe by the end of the spring. I don't know. At that point, it depends what else pops up and whatever else takes off. Like, I didn't want to have to replace them, but I am with Gab for the time being, and a lot of nice people over there, like I said. And its functionality is going well. It's a couple of hiccups. It runs a little slow sometimes, but at the same time, yeah, it's a really decent alternative, and I look forward to using it more in the future. And if Parler pop back up, fuck, I'll be back over there. So I like talking with you guys over there. That was nice. Yeah, like I said, it looked like big tech has potentially won this one. Who knows? But one guy who's not going to let this situation deter him from making some big, wide-reaching changes potentially is good old Governor Ron DeSantis, because he has a big, bold plan to fight big tech cartel over censorship issues. I don't need to sing DeSantis' praises anymore, but this dude's been based and red-pilled for a long fucking time. and he's one of the few governors that you can pretty much trust on everything that he does. I won't say blindly trust him on everything. He's liable to do something retarded, but for the most part, he's been exceptionally good. Quite possibly the best big state governor out there right now. I don't think he has much competition between the likes of Cuomo, Newsom, who's on the cusp of being recalled, Abbott, who's pissed off a bunch of people in Texas. Not necessarily a deep competition pool, but he's kicking ass. What's he doing here? At this point, most Americans are familiar with big tech's overreach with regards to censoring its users, a problem that has grown to such epic proportions that it crosses political lines. Ron DeSantis has had enough, and he just revealed his plans to take on big tech platforms in the hopes of limiting the ways those companies can target users and political candidates in the state of Florida. That's what the main crux of this plan is. It's mostly about deplatforming political candidates while they're running for office and while they're in office. It involves massive fines in the amount that would be difficult for even billionaire companies to ignore. Yeah, it's not a small amount of money. What began as a group of upstart technology companies from the West Coast has since transformed into an industry of monopoly communications platforms that monitor, influence, and control the flow of information in our country and among our citizens, DeSantis said in a statement. These platforms have played an increasingly decisive role in elections and have negatively impacted Americans who descend from orthodoxies favored by big tech cartel. Taking a pot shot at Democrats, aren't you, Ron? And here's the nuts and bolts of this. That's why in Florida, we're going to take aim at those companies and pull back the veil and make sure those guys don't continue to find loopholes and gray areas to live above the law. No more terms of service, oh, my private company shit. Under our proposal, if a technology company deplatforms a candidate for elected office in Florida, because that's the only place that he has jurisdiction over, okay? It's not like this idea that your president is all of a sudden a king and can just rule everywhere. He is looking after his own state because that's what he's in control of. Duh. But I hope more, sensible governors take up this same lead. During an election, that company will face a daily fine of deplatforming somebody of $100,000 until that candidate's access to the platform is restored. So they have to have access to the platform. They have to have an account that's verified by them. And if it gets removed for whatever reason, those companies get fined out the ass. That's delicious. Best way to attack these guys, hit them right in their pocketbook. Not only would companies be fined for such actions, but the bill will also allow regular users to opt out of content algorithms and allow users who believe they've been unfairly punished from some level of legal recourse, thus potentially bypassing the Section 230 shield of legal protection that the companies still currently enjoy. Used to be that consumers were trusted to make their own decisions about what information they consume, about which leaders to follow, about which news to watch. Now these decisions are increasingly made by nameless, faceless boards of censors. I love this. This is great first step stuff right here. Once again, Ron DeSantis proving that he is totally on the level when it comes to censorship and the idea of free expression. It should sail through both houses of Congress because they do have strong majority Republican leanings. And yeah, it's a good first step. And depending on what Steven Crowder does with his Facebook lawsuit, we'll be able to see what they're doing at I suppose it'll start out at a state level, but if it gets all the way up to the Supreme Court, like he said, he'll take it up to if need be. Could be getting something a lot more wide-reaching, and that affects everybody, really. Everybody uses Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, all of these places, all of these censorious platforms that benefit from the use of Section 230. Listen, if the legislators don't want to take any action in righting the wrongs that these big tech companies have caused, it starts with private citizens and governors themselves to challenge the vague wording of Section 230 and do what the Biden administration won't be doing for the next 4 years. So yeah, an unfortunate little update on Parler, but a nice turn of events from Ron DeSantis. Hope he sends his wife out for the next press conference. Anyways, guys, I thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.